Hello, my name is Michaela Shoneler, and I welcome you to Creative Prompt Class in a Flash. This is part of a series of writing workshops designed to help you activate your imagination. The next 15 minutes or so is a space for you to get into that creative flow. Go ahead and say hi in the chat. I respond to all your comments, whether you are joining me live or in the replay. And if you haven't already, grab whatever you want to write with. As always, we don't worry about spelling, grammar, punctuation. It doesn't have to make sense. This is for you and no one else should you choose. So let us begin. Just go ahead and share my screen. There we go. So today's prompt is based on a single word, and the word is harangue. There's a definition there, dictionary definition there. Harangue, the noun, is a lengthy and aggressive speech. As a verb, it is a lecture, someone at length in an aggressive or critical manner. So the prompt today is to write a one-sided piece where a parent lectures their son or daughter. Take a moment to hear their voice in your head. Focus on any accent they may have that might be an indication of a class, of regional, of where they are in the world, what their age is, their gender, and so on. If, of course, you have two characters that aren't related, aren't that sort of child-parent relationship, you've got something else going on and something else springs to mind, go ahead and use whatever comes to mind. So I'm going to, as usual, stick on some music. If you're not keen on the music, just go ahead and mute. I'm going to start the timer now. Enjoy and see you on the flip side. You've got just over 2 minutes left. And that is your time. If you just want to finish the sentence you were working on or your train of thought, how was that for you? I hope that was okay and that you enjoyed the prompt and that you got into a creative writing flow. So, if you would like to share a line or two in the comments, please do. Like I said, whether you're joining me live or whether you are watching this later on, I still always check my messages and I'm really happy when I get a comment in the chat. So this week, I'm not going to read anything this week because I thought I'd share some of my thoughts about my own writing practice at the moment, and because it's been something that's been on my mind as my kind of other jobs have started to hog my day to day, not just my time, but more importantly, my headspace as well. In the past, when this happened, it would sort of drive me crazy. I would get very frustrated with myself, and just generally give myself a hard time. But as you know, as I've got a little bit more experienced and more reflective of my practice as a whole, I think I've realised that it really isn't worth beating myself up about it, basically. I love that I have multiple hats that I wear day to day. But what I sort of realized, well, I definitely realized this week, was that that's all well and good if I decide that actually I don't have the headspace to work on a particular writing project at the moment, but what I wasn't doing was being mindful that it was still something that I wanted to sort of resolve. I missed working on it. And so what I needed to do was to check in on myself. And for me, that was, and it could be different for you, but for me, it meant sort of sitting down for 10-15 minutes and journaling with something specific in mind. So my question was that where was I? Where was I where I left it with the writing project? And what can I do to ease back into my writing practice, because it's great to say, oh, by January the 1st I'm going to be writing every day, and sometimes I think we sort of set our expectations a little bit unrealistically, and so yeah, so my 10-minute journaling was really about where have I left my writing project, what what part am I in the writing process, and how can I ease myself back into that practice of writing, a sort of acknowledgement that it's not, once you've come out of that practice, it's not always as easy to slip back in, and looking at what that could look like, whether I like to sit down and sort of schedule a few days here and there just to kind of touch base with my project. So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at, but I think that reflection and being able to look at what it is that I am working on, even if I don't have the time to actually sit and spend the time it needs at the moment, I am able to kind of touch base with it, and that is really important. So my question to you now is, what promises have you made to yourself? And ask yourself, are these realistic? Are they expectations realistic? Is the time frame you've set yourself realizable? All of those kind of smart questions. And yeah, and also very importantly, what do you need to create the space to write consistently, to have that writing practice, because we do also have to look after ourselves. So that's just my thoughts for this week, but I'll be back again next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and have a lovely weekend. Bye.